What's going on, CSR 2 racing community? This is MrXsee coming at you with a member crew garage video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the crew garage. On the right hand side, you click on the little helmet with the number. Mine has 25 on it. The 25 is important because it shows you how many milestones you have, how many wild cards are ready to be activated, and if there's any requests coming in, any request numbers that show up. So for example, 22 and 3 is 25. If I had 3 requests underneath the manage side, I would have 3 next to that number. And it's the same whether you're a member of a crew, whether you're an admin of a crew, or whether you're the leader of the crew. Now, if you don't have a crew, then the only numbers you're gonna have that would show up over there would be manage. So any type of request for you to join crews. So when you come in and join a crew and you're a member here, when you join in, first thing that pops up is crew membership. Milestones is the first one. Leaderboard is going to be the second tab, and then prizes. So milestones are just as they say, as your crew accumulates points, you get to achieve different milestones, and with those different milestones you get different prizes that you can claim. Now once you click on to claim that prize, it goes from the word claim to claimed, ED. So basically saying it's past tense, saying that you already claimed it. Now if you join the crew after that milestone has been achieved, you will not be able to claim that point, so it will show up as claimed already for you. Leaderboard, currently my crew is sitting at 1,969, and we have 10,868,778 RP, and that's currently for this season. Now when you're looking at the leaderboard, it's going to be 5 behind you, that's going to be below, and it's going to be 5 above you, and after that you then get to take a look at the top 10. I believe that number 4 is a hacker crew. Now right next to your crew championship, you're going to have your wild cards. So as a member, your wild cards show up, and right now all of mine are active. The first time you load these up, your Jerry card is going to be 250 tokens, and that's going to be 30% for 3 hours. If you click activate on your Jerry card, it's going to pop up and say activate the wild card. Are you sure you want to activate the Jerry wild card? If you click confirm, that card is now activated and time starts to tick down. If you hit cancel like I did, it goes back to the screen and ready to activate. Now, in order to fill up the 2-hour card, which is the Jess card, that's 70%. The Jess card is going to cost you 500 for the very first fill up. And once again, I'm going to hit cancel. And the very last one that's going to be there is going to be the Beto card, and that's going to be 150% for 1 hour. If you activate that, it's going to be the same process. Now, once you activate these cards, it goes from whatever time frame it is, it immediately drops down to 59 minutes and 59 seconds and keeps ticking on down. Now, if it's the 1 hour card, you only get 59. If it's the 2 hour card, you get 1 hour and 59. And if it's the 3 hour card, you get 2 hours and 59. Now, right next to the wild card, it's going to show you the crew perks. The crew perks is based off of crew ranking. Now, when you start out your very first crew, you're going to be crew rank of 1, and you're only going to be allowed 10 members. Once you get to crew ranking, so many members involved, you go from 10 members to 15. So you get 5 additional crew members, and you go from rank 1 to rank 2. And then once you get to those thresholds, then you go from 15 to 20, and from 20 to 25, and from 25 to 30 for a grand crew ranking. Rank 20, it shows up here, but your crew rank is 25. After your crew as an accumulation of members earns 5 million, you get to earn up to this and fulfill that with crew earnings. After your crew has completed 10,000 races, you get to complete that task and fill that up. And after your crew races so many races with freshness involved, then you get to complete that. And then the last one is to fit so many fusion parts onto your car. And once you complete that, you get a chance to improve the chances of getting rare parts when stripping. Now, the rare parts that you get in crew that you get are going to be improved for getting epic and for getting the stage 6 parts for different cars. Now, whenever you strip a car, you're always going to get stage 6 parts only for that particular car, but for the fusions, it's going to be for that particular manufacturer. So for the 2017 GTR, if you strip that car, you're going to get stage 6 parts for the 2017 Nissan GTR, and then you'll get fusion parts for the Nissan. Now, right next to the crew perks is going to be the crew stats. Now the crew stats is just like it says. It shows you currently where your crew is at. So on the left-hand column at the very first, it says the role. Then next to that is going to be the name. Now the name starts off with either a helmet if you're not connected to Facebook, or if you are connected to Facebook, then it'll be your picture. Then it gives you the acronym, the little symbol. For all of us right here, we're currently on the 2 that's in yellow, and that 2 in yellow symbolizes that we have our Elite License 2. If you scroll up on the list, I got a couple members who have Elite License 1. Now right next to that is the actual name of the racer and how they have it in the game. In my particular case, I have this name with funky font, and I have funky colors, and I have a goat. Right next to that is going to be rank number 532. Right next to that is going to be donations, and it's going to tell you how many tokens you donated. And then last is going to give you the current RP that the member has inside the game. Now this little orange color, brown color bar that shows up, that highlights and references who you actually are in the list. There's only one that's going to show up, and it's only going to be you as a user. Now, if you click on the I button on the right, just like in your own personal garage, it's going to get you information about that racer. So in this particular case, my manufacturer and my model shows up, my career earnings inside of the crew shows up, and it shows you what my current role is, which is a member. Now when I scroll on over here to the other racer, basically the same thing, manufacturer, career earnings 28 million, and the name and things like that, as well as the role. Now the last one we're going to talk about, which is going to be the differences between members, admins, and leaders, is going to be the manage. Now as a regular old member, I get an opportunity to invite, request, or leave. Now one of the things that is different here is, as a member, when your crew is locked, in this particular case, you're not able to see that the crew is locked or unlocked, but you get the option to see how many members is in the crew name, the name of you, and if you have a picture-to-picture in your role, that's all going to be in the bottom. It shows you how many tokens you have, what the perks are for the crew, and all that other good information. That's on the Leave tab. When you click on the request, anybody that sends you a request to join their crew, they're going to show up in this list here. Now this is the only request that you get as a member to be able to see. Anybody who wants to join the crew, you won't be able to see their request because they're not on the list for regular members to be able to approve. Approval of member requests is only available to admins and to leaders of the crew. Now each crew is only allowed 1 leader. Everybody else can be admin. And admins are limited to 5 admins. Now on the invite, also before I leave off the request, if I want to see who sent me a request, I can click on it. It shows me invited by, it has their name, then it has how long ago the invitation came. In this particular case, 22 hours, 16 minutes ago. It tells me how many members in their crew, 15 out of 15, but it also tells me the crew RP that they've accumulated so far, and it also tells me the rank. The crew RP is important because ranking only tells you how large the crew is. So by seeing that there's 15 members, you know that they're rank 2. By seeing that there are 30 members, you know that they're rank 5. But the new perk that they added in this update, and I believe it's update 1.15 that they added it, or maybe 1.14, I'm not for sure. But it tells you the RP that the crew currently has. So currently I have 3 crews that are rank 5, so they all look the same. One crew has 28 or 30 members, so I can actually join that crew and become a member because they have space for me. 2 of the crews are 30 or 30, so if I attempted to join those crews, I wouldn't have any points. I wouldn't be able to join their crew, and I'd be crewless at that point in time. So it's important before you join a crew that you look and see how many members are there. That way you know if you can actually join the crew successfully or not. Now, with it being 30 or 30, but if I'm generating $1.5 million, $2 million, $3 million, $4 million RP, of these 3 crews that are ranked 5, the biggest show would be the better crew for me because they're accumulating 19 million points. I can put up a lot of points. I'd rather go with that crew. I personally wouldn't want to go to a crew that has 270,000 RP if I'm putting up 2 million points. Now, if I'm putting up 200,000 points, then that crew would be more along the lines of a better suit for me because I'm able to put up points that's able to match what the members are doing. If you want to get an idea of what the members are doing, right now we're a little bit past a week in the season, and you can take that number of points that they have divided by the number of members and then divide that in essence in half, and you can see what each member has done roughly in half of a season. Now, same thing with the crew that's at 15 million. So if I'm generating 2 million points, I want to go for the 19 million or for the 15 million crew. If I'm generating 600,000 points or 500,000 points, I might want to go with the crew that's 12 million. If I'm generating less than 500,000, then it might be better for me to go with the crew that's 270,000. That's just a personal opinion choice, because at the end of the day, I don't want to generate 300,000 points, join a crew that has 20 million points, and then I get kicked out because I can't keep up what everybody else does. And that's the same thing if I'm generating 1.5 million points. I don't want to go to a crew that's only generating 270,000 points, because I am personally able to produce more than what the crew is currently doing. So when you're looking to join crews, you want to try to balance out what you're capable of doing into what the crew is actually doing. So with that being said, the last thing we're going to do is invite. Everybody always talks about invite. When a crew is actually locked, only admins and leaders can actually send invites. So say, for example, I'm going to search for Jazzy, and I want to invite Jazzy. Pops a message, no authority. Only crew leaders and admins can invite players to your crew because it's locked. But for members that have regular names, you cannot find those members because, not regular names, but like, say for example, number 3, NGOPI, I can find them. But the third one, Fear the, I'm going to look for Fear the and see if we can find them. Then I'm going to look up NGOPI. So NGOPI, see if I can find them. And there they go. They're currently ranked 1,154. So I can find them. But if I look for the Fear the, I can find Fear the Reaper. He has regular font. But the one that has the green, I can't find him. And I can't find that racer. And that's because when you have different color fonts and you have different colors of it makes it harder for people to be able to find you. So when people have those different colors in there and they have the different font styles, the easiest way to find them is actually have them in your crew or have them in your global chat. And when you do that, you'll click on their name. Like say the Nizzle here. We'll just do the Nizzle as an example. So you'll highlight the name. You'll select all by hitting the reply. You'll cut their name out. You hit the done. You go back over to the manage, and then you just paste it in. And when you hit done, I get to find the Nizzle. He's currently ranked 559. He has 488 million in earnings. And that's one of the cool things about using in-game chat. Now with that, I can find people ranked. Now if you have a unique name, it's easy to find you. But if I say, for example, we're going to go ahead and delete out Nizzle, because there's more than one Nizzle more than likely. So there we go. We have a whole bunch of Nizzles. So if you look for these racers that have plain, simple names, you can find all the other alternatives to their names there. So having their rank is important. But if you just have a single name like Nizzle, by having the name The Nizzle, it makes it easier to find you. So for example, we're going to go ahead and type in the here, THE, the Nizzle. So now when we search for the Nizzle, they show up first on the list. So doing simple things like that makes it easier for people to be able to find you without always asking, what's your rank? So with that being said, this is how your crew garage works. Any other questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Until we talk, have a great day. This is MrXsee.